What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Anime J back with another episode for you. And today, you get Anime J on a Monday. And what we're going to discuss is Water 7. Out of all the islands so far, none have had as many significant events occur as Water 7. I have a list of 10, so let's go ahead and get right into it. First on the list, we meet the Galley A Foreman. These are world-famous shipwrights, known for their ability to repair and construct some of the best ships on the sea. The gang includes Mayor Iceberg, who is the top shipwright and also happens to be the mayor of the city. Next, we meet Frankie and the gang, responsible for robbing our boy Usopp of the 200 million berries, which leads to our next event, the fight between Luffy and Usopp. This is a huge battle between former teammates over the ship the Going Merry. If you didn't get to see it, make sure you check out my last video. It goes into detail and trust me, it's worth a watch. Now, of course, Luffy and the gang do go avenge Usopp, even though Usopp and Luffy had their falling out, destroying Frankie's house completely, which leads to Luffy versus Frankie. And it was a better fight than expected. Usually Luffy just kind of handles things quickly, but it turns out that Frankie is a cyborg. It was the first one that we see in this anime, and he has some very interesting powers and turns out to be a stalemate. No one ends up winning because it's interrupted by the Galley A shipwrights. Number 5 is none other than Nico Robin. Nico Robin goes missing. She sneaks off with the masked man. She's nowhere to be found. Straw Hats go looking for her, and it seems like obviously she's sneaking off on purpose and has some type of previous plan going on with this person. Next up, there's an assassination attempt. My man Iceberg. Someone attempts to murder the mayor. He survives and mentions Nico Robin as being one of his attackers. He's adamant, he's sure about it. This makes the Straw Hats enemy number 1 on Water 7 in an all-out pirate hunt. Since they couldn't get him the first time, there's another assassination attempt. My man Iceberg trying to finish the job. This time, it's Nico Robin and a masked man, denoting themselves as CP9. More on them later. Turns out, Iceberg has blueprints to create some almighty world-feared ship, and CP9 wants it. They'll do anything to get it, including murder. After revealing themselves, we get a little more information about CP9. They're a world government intelligence agency. 8 of them are public. The 9th one is not supposed to exist, but it does, and it's top secret, and it's called CP9. Their members are incredibly strong, all having mastered the 6 powers, which are abilities that exceed human comprehension. And the agency is out to get the blueprints to Pluton, which is the legendary world-feared ship that can destroy all of mankind if let into the wrong hands. Now, in Iceberg's room, where he is resting to hope to safely recover, a lot of things occur. In an intense climax of events, we have Nico Robin, her masked associate, 2 other masked associates show up, a wounded Iceberg who was shot in the shoulder just for good measure, make sure he wasn't squirming around too much, and the Straw Hats, who are looking for Nico Robin, trying to save Iceberg and avoid getting caught by angry civilians at the same damn time. And now, the mask come off. When the climax occurs, the real culprits remove their mask and reveal themselves. It's none other than the Gallier shipwrights who have worked with and for Iceberg for years. You know it be your own people. They are CP9, the Royal Government Intelligence Agency, who has been working undercover as shipwrights to try to get close in hope to stumble upon those legendary blueprints. Now, with no luck, within the last 5 years, they've turned to violence, easily overpowering Luffy and Zoro with the power of the Six. This is really the first time we see such a big difference in strength, skill, and ability, as the mastery of CP9 and the techniques they use are simply next level. Last but not least, we have the Big Cat on campus. So after displaying their powers and showing superiority to their opponents, the leader of CP9 finally reveals himself, turning into a big-ass leopard. Big, buff, mean, with a pigeon on his shoulder, Rob Lucci shares that he possesses this own fruit called the Cat fruit. Go figure. He's a carnivore zone user, which means they become more brutal when they transform into their animal form. Due to the lack of time, he makes light work of Luffy, piercing his stomach and throwing him off the island. He kicks Zoro so hard, he releases his sword. I want to say he rarely, almost never does that, regardless of how beat up he is. Then we find Nami unconscious as CP9 looks onto a building that they burned down to kill any remaining witnesses. Talk about shock. And with that said, folks, that brings me to where I am now, which is episode 247. Go and leave a comment when you think I'll hit episode 300. Leave a comment when you think I'll finish the series. Still waiting for my first guesses. Closest guess gets a shout out when I reach episode 300. Not much, but gotta start somewhere. Until then, see you next time. Anime J.